That's good. You're doing such a good job of helping. That's the hole I fell through over there, right there. Where I thought the plywood, you see how that plywood sticks over? Thought that was the right length, but cat hair on everything. And crap everywhere. So, here we are. We need to address a lot right now. So we're gonna have to cut this 4-way. Gonna cut that 4-way, reattach it at the bottom, and inspect the pipe, make sure it's good. And that's where the toilet's gonna be going, right there. We gotta cut this and swivel it around because that's where the plumbing box is gonna be going. And yeah, that's what's going on here. Didn't bring my stand in. Gotta go get it. House is a bit of a disaster. I guess we'll just film from here. We did a bit of reno work on the outside, took all the siding off. That's why you can see through the tie back now. This is more or less what we gotta do here. I figured I might as well. Get another live. Just running away, cat. I'm gonna turn this heat off. Definitely don't want all that air blowing around right now. Oh, so we basically ripped out all the floor. We're cleaning up the joists, running the pipes. Lots of stuff going on here. Having a drink. A drinky poo. But there's most definitely lots of water damage. So these are what the joists looked like before I cleaned them up. Which is not bad. I guess I should just clean up a little bit. It'd be nice if I could have a shitty piece of plywood to stand on. Alright, I found a piece that I could use just to kind of not have to tread so lightly on things. I'm gonna do that. So that way I can just kind of stand there. Let's clean this joist. I'll clean a few of the joists. I got a jackhammer. He's got power right here. Right here, we run the vacuum off of this. Let's just, I just moved that plywood so I could do this. Easy. Well, I didn't want to rip out chunks of wood. That's what the glue is looking for. Try not to damage the joist any more than it is. I'm just trying to make it more manageable with the whole vacuum and sanding. Got a 3-bar while the other one charges. What we're doing is we're just trying to get it smooth so when we put the new sheets on top, it's not going to have any waves in the floor. So I'm using a combination of jackhammer to get some of the glue off and 40 grit sandpaper to basically clean the leftover glue. So that's what we're doing now. And then we're going to cut up some pipes. We can move the sheet around. Not have to worry about all the, what do you call it? When you throw that fresh butter, it's really tough. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. This piece of 1x2, I'm actually going to cut this out, so I don't need to sand that. Just because it's rotten over there, what you want to do is you want to stagger for strength these things, right? So this one we're going to cut back, let's say we cut it back to here, and then that one will cut back to there, so it's got that 2-foot stagger, 32 inches to be exact. But we'll still clean up this joist. And let's just hit that with the jackhammer. Everyone, we're going to use the jackhammer. There we are. It's time. It's time to use jackhammer. Let's bring this to there. We don't need the. Okay, so we're just gonna try to run this a little. I wonder if I went this way, would it be better? We're gonna try that actually. Let's turn this. And then back. And that's better. Turn it up a little bit more. I think this one works better this way. Get that sweet spot, it works real well. This edge. Time for jackhammer. sand. Actually, let's just finish it a little bit. As that plywood wants to slide out. Got that. Now we need the sander again. It's jackhammer time. jackhammer here. Just a little bit. That.
That's what I can't even sleep on my bed. What? Can't even sleep on my bed.
Alright, I only had 2 bars on that battery and it basically did all those joists. So we're just gonna put a new battery on that. You're gonna go by?
No.
What? Oh, really? Okay. Little fresh bag in this. We're gonna get some of this insulation out. And vacuum up. All that air out. Yeah. Now we're gonna switch hoses. Switch hoses like the Eskimos is. So the game plan now is going to be that we start working on this pipe down here and this pipe over here. I think this is the best view. Let's get this sander under here. Since I'm right here, I should actually work on this. Because I'll have to put a big sheet of plywood in here after. Just to kind of, let's do that angle right there. And cut out that ABS. ABS and copper. I could reuse that for pieces. I'm just putting one sink here. Same with this. I'll just dump the water down there. I'm just going to use this. I'm not going to reuse this 90 because look at how much glue put on that. Alright. Now what I want to figure out is how, because they have two copper pipes. How does this other one connect? Okay, it does branch off. That's what I thought. So we can cut. So it branches off this set. So I'm just gonna cut that one out, flush with the floor, and this one. Now we gotta, so we're gonna bring that right up under the, what do you call it? Let's put this out of the way. So now we're gonna cut that, that plastic pipe there, right? They connect to the two that go underneath. I'm gonna pull that whole thing out and run a new line. Run a new line just going up in the middle here. There's still water left in it. Which makes sense because that's the lowest point right there. Leave this is here. Just gotta grab something. I'll be right back. Here, go outside, go pee. Okay, now that we've got that cut, pretty sure I can pull all of this out. Probably gonna cut it again. More water. This is why I like Flex, because look at, watch this, I can use one end. As long as. There's another. Oh, that had like, I could turn that into a copper pipe for smoking. It literally had like a drain valve in it. Crazy. Let's cut the next one. A little awkward in this spot, that's for sure. Okay. I guess the whole point of why this was here was because the pipe burst at one point. And, yeah. I can see why it would burst. The way the insulation is done underneath here is interesting. Set you guys up for a better view here. Basically what I'm going to do cut this. I should be able to turn the pipe around. Alright. Now I'm going to cut this ABS. This ABS actually should be higher. So good thing we're cutting it, because then we can lift it, because there's not much of a drain on that. Like if I grab my little level and put it on this ABS pipe, I bet you it actually runs back to, and it's a 90 right there, so it only goes to there. Let me grab my little level. Just to show you guys how it should be. I'm going to grab the level. You see that ABS pipe right there? It runs all the way like that. If we slide this board back, you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. Alright. So we're putting a single sink here. So we're going to have basically 190 sticking this way. And that ABS looks like it actually slopes back. So when we cut this out, we can actually make up the height difference better to get a better slope for drain. Because there goes back like this instead of going up and then down. So let me grab my little level here. Stop whining. Alright, moment of truth. What do you guys think? It's level or not level? You can't step on anything other than... Yeah. Just like I thought. Look, I'll show you. Because there's actually a bubble that's on the top of that level. I'll show you. I just gotta... Here. Bear with me. I'll zoom in. You see that? See that bubble? Right there? See how it goes that way? It should be going the other way. It should be lifted up just slightly. That's what we need to do. So we will cut out this ABS. I'm going to switch out blades. Stop whining stuff. No! Quiet. Alright, so we got our stuffs. That's what's going to be coming out of the wall. Just replace that like that. We have enough. It'll be sticking out of the wall a little bit, but that's good. So we won't need. I'm gonna use this blade. This is a nice wood blade. I'll slide this piece of wood back. So here. Cut this load. Need something to prop it out. Let's try maybe one of these. Just behind, that'll pop the drywall off. You know what actually would be better? Either my hammer or my cat's claw. Let's try to clasp the cat's claw first. That works. That works. Just enough away from the drywall. Try not to damage. Just a little bit. That's all I have to do. Get down, get with the sickness. Do the same trick. Put that like that. That way. Beautiful cut. You always want to use a nice, like, it's a blade for wood, it's as opposed to these metal blades. Like, these things are good for cutting copper, but they get gummed up if you use the use it for ABS. So this will go like that. And then we'll have to prop this one up. But before we do that, we're not going to need this. Let's see if I can get that in the garbage bin. Oh, the wires were in the way. Okay, so that's all cut out. I wonder if that is center. It's probably pretty close. Let's see what center is from this wall. We got 66 and a half. Oh, it's pretty damn close. I can't move it though. It's 33 and I think it was 33 and a quarter to the center. A little off. Well, if we go to there, that's 33 and a quarter, but we're 32 and a half. That's fine. Because we can always adjust the P trap on that. We're gonna have to find a way to support this because this thing moves up and down. So this is basically going to have that guy coming out. Whatever size we're gonna need. We don't need that on there right now, but works out good. So I guess I have this like metal wrap. We can use that to pull up the pull up this ABS drain pipe over here. So we can like wrap, pull up. I'm gonna grab that right now. We got some. This is that. It's called all round steel stripping. Apparently these dogs want in. Let's let these dogs in. Alright, come on in. So right now what we could do is just wrap the steel stripping, shoot it to the joist, and that'll be her. Throw that there. And grab a couple screws. At least if we set this in place, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on this guy first. Alright. really want to put my feet on the stuff below because it's just sitting there. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run this underneath that pipe. That pipe really doesn't want to move. Probably because it was just installed incorrectly. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna attach it to that joist first. Do I have the right bit on this chain? Do I have? No! I gotta get up again. Son of a. These are all huge. Robertson. Alright. We got the bits. So first, put that that way. Snips. I didn't bring my snips. Why is this so hard to lift? Is it, I think it's nailed to something. You know what? Remove my hammer, didn't I? I could just use that as a pry to lift it up. Let's do that. Pretty sure if I could just go to here. Just do that. That'll give me the height. Work harder, work smarter, not harder, as they say. Probably a piece of wood would help. Okay. So I got a few things for this. This has turned into the project. We started with remodeling the bathroom to remodeling the house, basically. Alright, I got this figured out now. Not gonna need the hammer. We can have 2 pieces of wood like that. And we could, you might not even need, might just need 1 to be honest. To be honest, I'll probably even do it with a piece of wood. Like that, yeah. Right? That's how we're gonna do it. So I'm going to throw my level on there. That is where we're going to want it. Right underneath it.
Then we go to the hill. Why? Grandma said I could go to the hill. Grandma said we could go to the hill. Hi. Hello. All of that is rotten.
Doing this with 1 hand.
Oh. All that is rotten. All that is rotten.
See how that turned out.
Hi.
Could go off a little bit more.
Bye.
Yeah, I'll do this guy. Because I didn't bring my snips. But I do have.
Marshmallow.
It's like just a hair low. I feel like you can bring it up a little bit more.
Mommy.
All I gotta do. Perfect. There. Now, with the amazing flex grinder, cut that. We're going to need this for other spots. I'll put 2 more screws. To ensure that nothing ever comes undone. And that will hold everything perfectly. Perfect. So now when I gotta glue this, I'll just lift that pipe up, throw my glue on, and that'll be her. I'll just show you guys what I meant by the bubble needing to be in a certain slope. Now that we're done with all this. Look at this. See how that bubble is touching that line on the on going that way? That's what you want for the water to run nicely. So we got that drain straightened out. Now I gotta make some room. There's so little room in here, it's crazy. Now we're gonna cut out this ABS over here. Move all this out of the way. Watch how I walk here, because it's not exactly the most stable. cut out. Here we gotta cut out this ABS. Make it fit. Show you guys ABS from this angle. Probably the best angle. The greatest angle. This is where things get interesting. I don't know what's actually cracked and where it's cracked. But I know this thing should at least be supported by something. This thing was just moving around before. Oh, there's the cats. You come to help? Alright, if I cut that like that, if I cut that right in the middle, I'll probably be able to reattach it. This one. This one. I knew that was going to drop too, eh? I think that's just a clean out on that end. But it was, see, it's broken, right? Yeah, I won't be able to retouch this. We won't be able. I need a 4-way. Either I cut it clean at the bottom because it's broken on this backside here. It's actually broken right at the top of it. So actually, what I should have done was cut the bottom first, but this becomes interesting because now I need to ratchet strap it to hold it in place. It's really hard to see where you need to cut it when you can't see underneath. But I'll cut it. I'm gonna get a ratchet strap and I'll cut it from underneath. I have one in the truck. I'll be right back. I love how they have to tie a knot in the ratchet strap. Think of all the ways that could have hung itself up. At first, there's no like staring into a shitter pipe while I'm doing this. But that literally was not made. And it will not come out. So every time they flushed, it was literally it was literally leaking everywhere underneath here. pull that up. So simple, right? That's why it so simply came up. Nice. Simple. Simply it just moved. There, that'll be held up higher than it needs to be, but enough to cut. Enough to cut this pipe out. So I can't reuse this. Because it was cracked right here. That's why you see that white ring around it? That's where it was leaking that whole time. So we need a new piece for that. And we do need that 4-way to complete that. We could actually, maybe, yeah, we'll save this piece. Save that. And we need a piece of 2-inch. Right there. So we need a 3-inch to a 2-inch adapter. We need a piece of 2-inch pipe. I might have some at home. We'll need that. But when this piece was in the ground, because I happened to see it from outside when we fixed the hot water tank, this whole area was cracked. So you could see that when the water was running down, you can actually see the crack. Look at this. You see the how it's white, so you can see where it freshly cut, and then where it was cracked from before. And that was literally. Wait a minute. So this is the fresh cut right here. It was cracked from here all the way around to there. So basically half the pipe was exposed. But we need a 4-way. So we cut the 4-way out. And can tell, I think that's basically it. There's nothing else wrong with that pipe. Unless I just put a whole new system in. That's the only thing. And then we're 100%. Because I think that's just a clean out on the end. The rest is just hanging. And the whole reason why that broke, because look at this pipe here, this one here, which was attached, moves. That's connected to that pipe I just put into what do you call it? How I supported the pipe over there. There was nothing supporting it in the floor. So when this floor warped and the toilet shifted, it cracked that pipe because we were just sitting on that pipe basically. So then that caused all the overflow. This glove is all ripped to shreds. I might as well switch her out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this ABS around. Because they're going to put a stackable washer and dryer here. And that's going to give us what we need for that's going to give us what we need for the to put the drain right here. We'll move that plug over. And that's that. So, do I even have a three-way here? I think I do. Here's a little three-way. That's crazy that this floor cantilever is like 4 feet over. The way these trailers are built is there's literally a steel beam here and a steel beam here. And then we have an overhang past that steel beam. I'm pretty sure it's 4 feet. Wow. It's actually 34-inch overhang. That must be maximum. And it's got all this insulation stapled underneath it to kind of keep it warm, but the way it is. I wonder why the pipes burst. Because there's copper pipe here and here that we will extract because it's not doing anything. Let's have a water break for a second here. Because tomorrow we're getting all the water shut off from the park. And so if we're gonna put these sheets down, where's 8-foot land? 8-foot land's right on that seam. Okay, that's good to know. So basically put these strips 4 foot and 8 foot. And there should be another strip right along that floor line. So we're gonna rip that out next. Put a new one in. And that'll work real nice. You guys are probably wondering where I am. Just see the half of me. Taya was in the chat. Taya said hi. Okay, this one we could just cut. Just unplug everything. We just cut it. Not much off the floor. Oh, somebody stapled into this pipe. Let's do this. We cut up here. Yeah, let's see. That still doesn't move much. Maybe I should cut under that staple. Cut it right out. Make sure you don't slide. Jack. Let's hold it. Oh, there's a bit of a strap there. They actually strapped something down. That's crazy. I didn't think that was possible. I want to just be underneath that staple. We can reuse this. We're just going to do this. I'm definitely cutting that. That staple went right through. Literally, so over time, this would have just rusted out and been another leak. That little staple. So we cut that out. I'm gonna clean up my cut with a skill saw. So when we go to glue it back, it's nice and straight. And that side, not too much more. There. Okay. I'm going to leave it off because at nighttime when I put this plywood down, it's going to rip up that floor anyways. And we might be just taking down, that wall on that side. Rebuilding it because I know that the floor out here is rotten, so we might just take out this section and replace this with a new sheet underneath the wall. We'll talk with the homeowner about that, because this project is obviously becoming more and more expensive as we go. We're basically taking out all the sheets in this room, all the sheets in this hallway, possibly fixing this exterior wall, and then all the sheets here. So I think for now, we're going to work on with ripping up this little bit of plywood here, moving a bunch of tools, and making sure we have everything to fix. There's a shutoff valve that doesn't work, and we need to gain access. The shutoff valve is right there. So we need to get that happening by a certain time tomorrow. We have only 1 hour to shut the water off. Right. And I'm going to put a screw through this drywall, or through this wall, to indicate where the shutoff valve is, where I need an access panel. So at least this way I will see that through the outside. I'll put that right center. I'll be able to see it outside. I'm gonna gain access right beside the stud too. We should probably get at that now than later. Let's I think I'll go out there now. I can always use this piece of plywood out there, it would be good. I was wondering, maybe I should use this to clean the top of the joists. It's a Sawzall. Let's see how that works. Since we have the Sawzall already out. Let's just test this on this. Yes, no need for that. Alright. So now, I'm just going to get geared up and go outside. Put on my tool belts. this. You need to make a hole, 2 feet, I would say. 2 feet to gain good access to crimp that shut off. One. And what else? We have a sawzall. We'll bring this just in case. And we need this guy. Alright, come along for the ride to the outside. So, how to make room. We back to grab. You know when a door is at a level where it can't, it constantly wants to open by itself. Or close by itself. A door should stand still. So this is the outside that we're working on. Oh, the air is way nicer out here. A bit of water here to walk through. So I put that screw right there. See that? There's that screw. So the water shut off is right in here. I gotta grab my drill. Let me bring that. I gotta grab that piece of plywood too. Instead of nailing the water. You didn't grab the plywood. I guess you just run back and grab that. Grab that plywood. Looks like we'll mostly be working this section here. What is this put on? Looks like it's got hold on. That's where the hole is. I don't think these screws are holding anything. Maybe this one. I just want to start ripping shit apart. It's done so shitty. I Otherwise, everything's fucked up. That's how you get it off. Just rip it off. That's where it's going to be fun. Might as well bring the garbage can out here and put some gloves and a hazmat. Alright, that's the shut off valve. It's below the ground. Okay, so I think I came up with a solution. If you look in there, you see that pipe right there? That's where the shut-off valve is. That's what we need to replace. Let me see if I can. See that? That's the shut-off valve right there. And it looks like it's sticking out of the ground, just barely. And so we're gonna need to fix that. We might as well clean up some of this nasty garbage under here. I don't like touching too much because I know that the poop has been ending up in this basement. This is that shut-off valve we need to replace. Oh my God. This is just gross. The insulation has become part of the ground. Things I do that I don't like to do. I really don't like doing stuff like this. So this thing doesn't work very well. So what I'm probably going to do is cut the pipe higher up or put a shut-off valve higher up. That just would make more sense. Alright, let's switch this plywood. I don't know what this plastic trim is supposed to do, but it ain't doing much. We didn't need all this stuff, which is good. But we gotta prep this for tomorrow. Maybe remove some of this insulation stuff. See what you guys are seeing. So so much nasty insulation. Probably put that back. I gotta tell you, Gorilla Tape is pretty strong shit. I think that this is Gorilla Tape because I see a piece of wrapper in there and it looks like Gorilla Tape. Yeah, it's just a cleanup. It's over there. The end of that looks pretty good. I missed that right next to it. So, now that we got that out of the way, this will literally be a. It's just crazy that valve is. Like it turns, but doesn't shut the water off. It's just like, wow. Still water. This is why I think they used Gorilla Tape because that's there. There's the insulation bits. I guess this used to be an old plug-in for heat tape. It's not connected. Probably because it was sitting in water. That's why it didn't work. Basically what we're going to do tomorrow is just cut that pipe in half, lift it up, and I don't know if you guys can see, I really don't want to touch my phone with these dirty hands. Let's give you guys a better view. So this is what we're working on tomorrow. I'm going to cut this right here in half, and then install another shutoff valve above it, above this one, because it would be way too hard to try to crimp a new one to the one inside this pipe. So that's the plan. Snippy snip. And there we go. The only thing is, they're saying that they have to shut down the whole park tomorrow so that we can put this shutoff valve in. It's probably, if everything's connected to this, it's going to take more than an hour to drain that. I don't know how much water is going to be pouring out of that, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. So now we'll just throw this back up so a buddy's dog doesn't get under the trailer. And go back and do some more work in the upper part of the floor here. You see how we have a hole in the floor? That's the bathroom we've been working on. Yeah. New 3/4 shutoff valve. Goes in tomorrow. Let's grab all our tools and get back inside. Drill. Because we'll have to put that board back up. I'll be right back. Okay, let's put this back temporarily for tomorrow. There was a screw. Throw that away. There's a dog there the whole time. Okay, that's in there for tonight. we will get that fixed up tomorrow. There we are. Going back inside. Beautiful sky behind me. All right. Working our way back to the danger. So we were just like working outside in that area there, down below.
I'll break them to show you. See, they're spoiled from the inside. Don't worry, dear.
Not done yet. One day. Okay, I don't need all these tools on now. I'm gonna end this live because I gotta do a few messages, and this is the phone I use for it, so I'll probably start up another one in about an hour or less. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Hour or less. Come back.